I do like when you kind of go back and refer to the challenges that policymakers have when they're trying to address these issues and sort of the insensitivities that they have, because I think it's a very, very important thing to get at. Because most of the policymakers and people in charge of our government and most of our, administrations today don't really get the issues that they're being brought in to solve. Um, and this is kind of a continuous thing. It's happened all across American history. There's a reason why there hasn't been anything done about the gun violence epidemic in America. It's because most of the policymakers right now never lived up in that. Similarly, the reason why a lot of different policies that have happened and that have been implemented fail to address some of the biggest issues, such as poverty or um, crime or gun violence or anything like that, is because they never really understood the integral aspects that go into those sorts of things. It's a lack of, first of all, I'd say it's a lack of experience. And that might not necessarily be on the part or on the faults of the politicians. But I think what is on the part of the politicians is a lack of empathy and a lack of wanting to understand. You don't need an experience to tell you something. If you want to make sure that your constituents are being taken care of, you have to go and experience what they're experiencing and get that from straight from the source. Obviously, that's not happening, and I think another big part of that is because it kind of ties back into the Wall Street thing. They have the money, they have the power. Um, I always love going back to the quote in this class: "The more things change, the more things stay the same." And that's what's happening here. The more things have changed about America, the more people want things to stay the same. Especially with people that hold power, they don't want to lose that power. They want to keep that power. So I think part of it is, one, not only do they have no experience with whatever they're doing, they just don't want to address it in the first place. But yes, that means they're going to go ahead and do some sort of simple solution. I've always been of the uh, opinion that you can't just throw money at a problem and expect it to be solved, even if people say it a lot. And that's because the problem is that you can throw money at an issue, but it's not going to solve the hole that's filled, that the hole that's opened up in it. It's sort of like you got a rotting chair, and you just paint gold over it and say it's fixed. Now you got to go solve the cause of the rot. Um, and I think that's just kind of the integral issue that a lot of people in power have, is that, one, they just don't have that experience. They don't have the experience of hardship. They don't have the experience of all that sorts of stuff. Some of them do. Some of them definitely do, but most of them don't. And that most of these people that get up to these positions of power, they don't really care what people got them there, what experience they grew up in. They're there in that power, especially in the economy, especially corporate America. They get up there. Well, achieved my dream. I did what I wanted to do. I don't want to leave this position. So it creates this sort of vacuum where no one ever goes anywhere. The more things change, the more things stay the same. The more things seem to change, the more that there's the illusion of change. The more things people actually realize haven't changed. And I think a big part of that is not only the inexperience of these situations, but also the unwillingness to go out and do something about it, because, one, these people want to hold on to power, and two, they could really care less. Why should I think about it? It's bad. It's negative. I'm just going to throw money at the issue, and we're going to see if that solves everything. And that, of course, as we've seen, that almost never solves the issue.